TNT powered farms in Minecraft are probably the most coolest thing you can build. Although they look complicated, they're really quite simple to understand once you know the mechanics of them. So here you can see the TNT powered wood farm we made in my last redstone episode, and this has got me thinking, what other farms can we use that are TNT powered? Well, I was thinking maybe we can make a TNT powered concrete farm. So in this episode I am going to see if I can build a TNT powered concrete farm. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is MightyHighs, and in this video I am going to see if we can make some kind of TNT powered concrete farm. Also, if you like these kind of videos, Minecraft Let's Plays and tutorials, then be sure to subscribe because I have content pretty much every day. Alright ladies and gentlemen, so the first thing we want to do is set up our TNT duper, and I'm going to build this relatively high up. One, so it doesn't interfere with any of the redstone, and two, so I have an idea of where all the concrete is going to be going to be blown up or processed, as you will. So let's build this duper here. They're really quite easy to build once you've built a few of them. So we want our coral there, walls there, and then our detector rail and minecart there. And last thing to do is to prime it by putting the TNT there, getting some pistons out, and probably a redstone block as well. This will be harder in survival, to be fair with you guys, so I've put the TNT the wrong way and the wrong thing. It needs to be there, and then we can push it from this side here. So let's do that, and the TNT is in the middle there. So now it's primed, so we can actually launch this thing if we want. So as you can see, the TNT is being dispensed there, so that's all good. So we can leave that like so. So now we need to hook up the redstone for this. So I'm going to do it a different way I did it last episode. I'm just going to use a sticky piston for this. That should do the same trick, so let's just double check that. Like that. And there you go, it sets it off. So this is it. All we need is this sticky piston, compared to this setup where we're moving the TNT backwards and forwards on a clock, like so. So we can still keep this clock, but we don't need these two pistons, we just need one sticky piston then, which is easier. So let's go back over here and start with the clock. Alright, so this clock is just going to be a simple hopper clock, which is pretty easy to make. First we have two hoppers facing into each other like that. Then we want comparators coming out of these hoppers like so. And we do need to extend that a tiny bit, so let's do that. Then we want a block there, and redstone dust there and there. Then a sticky piston facing that way, or you could just technically put it on there, but I just prefer to do it this way. It's the way I've always done it, so I'm not going to stop now. Then redstone there, and we put, let's say, 8 items in this one. So yeah, okay. Oh, let's put 10 items in there then. Alright, so now we've got our hopper clock now. All we really need to do is just add a bit of redstone dust from that line or the other line, as long as it's hitting this redstone dust, and then that can go into the piston, and then that will power it every so often, because we don't want it going off every second or so. We only need it going off every few seconds. That'll be enough time for us to actually get the concrete to the TNT. So let's switch this off now, because we've actually got the TNT sorted, so we don't need to worry about that at the moment. So the way you shut this off is you just power one of these hoppers. You used to be able to just put a lever straight on the hopper, but you can't do that now, so you have to put a block on top of the hopper and then put a lever or something to power it, so that it stops. So yeah, that's that. So now we can actually start on building our concrete maker, which is fairly simple, but it does involve a few piston feed tapes. So let's get some stuff sorted and I'll get back to you in a minute. Alright, so now we've got the TNT sorted, it's time to actually build the concrete maker, and that's somewhat simple, but it really depends on where you want it around the TNT. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out about 3 blocks from here, and then I'm going to have a piston feed tape up here pushing all the concrete down, and then we're going to have another contraption that will basically push the concrete in. So let's set up this piston feed tape first, and then we can go from there. So what we do is we have, like, let's say 6 pistons or so facing down like this, and then we have an observer facing down like that, but you have to place it like that so that the face is going up, so that when it gets a block update these pistons will eventually be powered. And the way we do that is basically just run a block on top of the piston, and then we want some redstone on top of them, and that's pretty much it. So every time this observer gets a block update, it will power, oh no, you want a bit of redstone on that observer too. It will power all these pistons like so, and again. So that's pretty much all you need for the piston feed tape to push all the blocks down. But we also need something that's going to actually push the concrete here. So we want to go 12 blocks out from this end piston here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and probably shouldn't have used slime blocks for that one, to be honest with you, but oh well. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 12, and then we can get rid of these. There we go, that's sorted. So that's our 12th block. We want to build a contraption here that's going to push all the concrete over there, and we also need it to be solid concrete as well. So first thing we do is we just want a normal piston there, like so. We can get rid of that block. Let's actually get some different colour on me. So we've got our piston there, so now we put a block underneath that piston like so. Then we get some redstone torches and we put a redstone torch there. Then we grab another 2 blocks and put one there and there next to this redstone torch, and then we just want redstone on top of them 2 blocks. So what's happening here is that this redstone torch is powering the top block that the piston's on, and as soon as it does, it gives a redstone signal to these 2 which power this piston. So this ends up happening, but it's pretty fast, and then this will eventually hit these pistons here. But I've built this 1 block too tall, so it actually needs to be feeding in from here basically. So we need to move this up 1 block, so that's not a problem. So now we've got our concrete maker almost sorted. So this is one step. The next step is to actually get some water here so it can create the concrete, and that's pretty easy. All we're going to use is a bit of water, but we can't really put it anywhere near this redstone, or can we? So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to make a shape like this so the water can fall in, and then we want to go up about 3 blocks, not that tall. Then we can cap this off like this, and then put a block on there. Then we can get rid of these blocks. I know I'm just using wool for this, but it's just for demonstration purposes. So then we can grab our water, and hopefully what should happen is none of this redstone will get disturbed. So let's just try that out, and yeah, so you can see the powdered concrete is getting turned into concrete, and then when it reaches this piston it's getting pushed down, and it should eventually get pushed down to round about here ish if I've done everything right. So let's just keep feeding concrete in, and we can see how far down it goes before it reaches the next section. And so it's already reached the, yep, that's good enough, and I think that should blow up some of that concrete when the TNT is being dispensed. So let's just have a little look quickly. Yep, it does. It leaves a couple there, but I don't think we're too worried about that. If we wanted to, we could bring these down a couple of blocks, which I probably will do. So that should get rid of them blocks there. Did that even go off? no, let's wait until that goes off. Hopefully it will get rid of them 2 odd blocks there. Yep, it does. Awesome. So this is almost a working design now, so let's turn that off quickly. So the only thing we really need to do is make a collection system, but if you wanted to, you could make this bigger. I just think that the concrete's going to get blown up at such a fast rate, there's no point in actually making this any bigger from what testing I've done. Even though it gets converted into concrete pretty fast, it also gets blown up pretty fast as well. So to my mind, there's no real benefit in adding loads more, but if you wanted to, it's fairly simple. You just need one of these contraptions on the corner, pushing the concrete over there, and then this piston feed tape pushing down again. So it's really quite easy to do. I could demonstrate it for you if you wanted me to. So let's see, the blocks are going to hit that point there, for example. So we would want a normal piston facing that way, and then we do our redstone trickery. So we want a torch there, and then 2 blocks on the other side, I'd guess, just so it's not interfering with them pistons. Then put some redstone on there, for example. Then put 2 redstone there. Then we can lead a few more blocks here, and then we just put our pistons up like so. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that, and then we just have an observer facing that way, and blocks on here, and then redstone on top of that, and there you are. So if we have some solid concrete here, the same will happen. Alright, so I've moved the second piston feed tape 1 block over so it's closer to the TNT, because the problem I had is this piston here was reaching its 12 block push limit, which is the reason why it wasn't moving any further than that. Hopefully that problem's been sorted out now, so we should see that we actually get some concrete over there soon, and we can see it actually being pushed up over there. You can just about see it behind the water. It's not really good to get a good angle, but you can see that it's been filled up because, yeah, it's got 3 layers already. This is already filled up, so you can see how fast this is actually going to create concrete, which is why you don't necessarily need the second one, because if I turn the TNT dispenser on, now that's primed and going to blow up some TNT, we can just keep clicking here, and that's what I mean about it just keeps stopping. I don't know why it does that, so sometimes you have to slow down. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so now we've pretty much got a working farm going on. The only thing we need to do now is the collection system, which is really easy in comparison to this farm. So we're just going to use water streams basically. So what we want is we want a massive stone slab or something like that on the ground, and then just using water streams to collect the items into chests. So let's clear out some of this space, and then we can add some stone here. I'm hoping that it doesn't destroy this stone, but you never know, it could do. It might need to be a bit further down, but I'm not really too worried about it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so what we have here is we have a 14 by 14 concrete square, or whatever block you want to use basically. I would probably advise using obsidian, because some of this might actually get blown up, to be fair with you, as we are using TNT. But I'm not going to worry about that for now, to be fair with you. Improvements can be made if such a thing does happen. But let's get on to the collection. So this is a 14 by 14 square. I've basically just made it big enough so that any concrete that drops from here will hopefully end up here, but I'm not too worried if we lose a few blocks. And then we just add water to this side here, so all that water should flow down here. And then if we wanted to, yeah, let's just dig down one more so the water actually flows down. Alright, so I've got the water stream in now. I made a bit of a mess up. I forgot about the water physics. So we have 7 blocks here, and then at the end we have 8 blocks, or another 7 blocks shall I say. So that adds up to 14. The reason why we have 7 here is so that the water can fall down from the back over here, and then we're just going to add hoppers right at the end facing either direction you would like. So I'm just going to have them pointing out in this direction like so. Hoppers can be quite annoying to place in water sometimes, to be fair, but let's just face these like so, and a few more to place. Whee! There we go, and then we can just have a chest here. And that's the collection system sorted basically. So let's see how much we can collect in a few minutes, shall we? So let's turn this on and start placing concrete and see how much we get in about 5 minutes or so. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so that's just been about 5 minutes, and as you can see from here, I've had a few mishaps, but nothing that can't be sorted out. And yeah, let's switch this off and see how much is in the chest. So by the looks of it, the hopper can't pick this up because it's full. Okay, these hoppers are full. That chest is not full for whatever reason. Okay then, what is that hopper facing the wrong way? Oh, it's facing into the ground, that's why. That would be why. Okay, let's just chuck the chest there then instead. So yeah, so that hopper's full, that's 5. That's 10 stacks. 11, 12, 13 stacks pretty much. Within 5 minutes you get 13 stacks of concrete. So that's really good. So I've just done the calculations, and that works out about 10,000 concrete per hour, which is absolutely amazing. That's really good. So yeah, so 10,000 concrete an hour, guys. That is pretty fast, if I say so myself. So this farm is capable of producing 10,000 concrete an hour, which I would say is pretty good if you ask me. So I hope you liked this tutorial and got something out of it. I certainly did, and learnt a few things as well. So thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video, then please click the like button, and if you really liked it, then click the subscribe button and ding that bell for further uploads. I've been Mighty High, and thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.